You're my baby doll, baby cake. Richard Hart has a secret encoded message in his latest tweet. He loves doing these types of posts. Now, the thing is, it's not even a debate if there are messages encoded in his posts or not. That's not up for the debate. There have been way too many obvious signs that they are carefully constructed. But is he doing it to get schizo people to veer off the track and to lose their minds, and he's here to play with them? Or is he doing the believer diode talk? Now, remember, there's something called the risk diode, which actually he talked about and invented, where he doesn't even want to say a scam's name because it will bring people towards the scam. And to add to that, friends, I've also talked about the soy diode, right? We're have some jokes and some fun here, but also it's the other side of the coin of the believers diode. So it's very interesting, right? This is, if you want to attract a certain amount of people, you just keep speaking their language, but not just, if you speak Chinese, you keep, Matt will come and hang out with his other Chinese friends. If you speak German, you get some Germans. Speak different languages, you get people of that language. Well, what about deeper languages? What about like personality types? What about, say, believers, right? I mean, when you start to think about it, it's so logical. We don't think about it like that, right? If you speak like trash and you put people down and, you're just a negative person, you're going to attract that. People who respond to that, right? And on the other hand, if you speak kind and upbeat, you'll attract those positive energies too. But what about in context of crypto? Well, as well, friends, you're watching my channel. I don't speak about leverage trading strategies all the time. I don't go do exchange leverage and Bybit link shilling referral stuff. I don't do that because it attracts scum. It attracts casino dwelling scum. 99% pure trash. Have no idea. So it's maybe not 99%, maybe about 90%. Yeah. 10% the good people, but of the 10, maybe only 8 are not going to make it. They're nice, but they're just not skilled enough. That's just what happens, right? But most people just straight trash. Have you gone and seen what? Go see the comment section, friends, of the biggest KOLs. Go see the comment section of Crypto, of Crypto Banter. Just go look at them. Go look at the comment section. Just straight negativity, hatred. Or if there's other channels where they're talking about trading, it's just everybody has this entitled mindset. Like, I want the answers. I want the answers. And if things aren't going their way, they basically start skitzing out, right? It's all because of the expectations, right? It's how, literally, it's the language that's being spoken to them. So it makes you think, right, while I play some Pumpy G music, what about how Richard's talking? What about where he wants a cohort of believers who are going to stay here beyond his own mortal flesh? Like I said to you, friends, PulseChain, best community in crypto, best cult in crypto, CultChain, going to become a neo-religion. Here's the thing though, right? I mean, if Richard said, I'm taking a break, see us in 2 years, everyone's liquidating. All of the core coin maxis are liquidating. You are. Don't even pretend like you won't. Don't even pretend. Don't even try to say, no, I'll stay. You're not staying for shit. If he goes, you go. But the believers, these believers, he already said he doesn't like the coin. You get it? People who are holding this, they believe in something a bit bigger. And by a bit bigger, I mean a lot bigger. A lot. Okay? Look at Richard Hart's post here. So I made this picture here for you. Firstly, thank you to Mr. SlugCoin, our favorite slug. He's just sliming away and just being a slug himself, friends. So if you see him, Mr. SlugCoin, he's got no arms or legs. He's literally a slug moving across the table. One of the baby dolls from Telegram. And also, I love his avatar as well. SlugCoin. Where'd this come from, man? Oh, man. Because I say that to you guys. Everyone's got so much personality, man. Oh, man. That's probably how, when I appeared, everyone's looking at me like, bro, where the hell did you come from? Where did you come? So funny. So he put this together. On the left is Richard Hart's post. He says, the myth of Richard Hart approved. Now, you see this picture? It's a man and he's cutting a cake with a lady. All right. Now, at the end of his picture, he said, if you want kids to not fight and split a cake, right, what you do is you get the first kid to split it, to cut it, but then the next kid chooses. I guess it's basically like how to perfectly divide some distribution. One person cuts it, the other person chooses it. You know, so if he's trying to cheat, the other kid will pick the bigger piece, right? So that's why there's a picture of the man and the woman with the cake. Now, here's the thing. That is an album cover from the artist, I think, called it Brave Young Years. Now, the album is called It's My Party and I Die If I Want To. What are the chances, dude? What are the chances? Friends, you understand? Let's go to Google right now. All right, let's go to Google. I typed in kids cutting cake. I don't see their image anywhere. Literally anywhere. Look at this. Kids cutting cake. Where is it? Where's that cake thing? Where is it? Nowhere there. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see, hey, what are the odds? Google search showed him that. So, cake cutting. Look at this. Cake cutting knife. Still don't see it. I still don't see it. Huh. So he literally, he had to ask, maybe asked AI. That's probably what he's actually been doing. He's probably saying, hey, AI, hey, I want to encode a message with something that sounds like die, but I need it to reference cutting a cake. What picture can I use? You know, and he probably said, reference movies or albums or anything out here. I need something that's got encoded with the word die somewhere, either in the lyrics or in the word or something out here. And he's got the cake cutting thing. Very interesting. So there's another thing as well, friends. You know when Richard posted it here? They check the timestamps. Okay, now here's the thing, man. If you take one of these posts just once, we all thought, nah, man, it's totally cool. Just one of the posts. Okay, but now we're on what, like post number 15 plus 20? There's something going on, all right? But like I said, it could be him trying to veer everybody off the track. We'll see. Look at the timing of his posts. He posted his tweet at 5:55 p.m. Interesting. And 15:55 UTC. Very interesting, the timing, huh? Note that there are 6 5s here. 6. Now, if you know anything about pDAI, the bottom is exactly 6 5s to $1. Exactly on the dot. The bottom price is 0.00000. There's 5 zeros and then 1 8 down here. So from here to $1 is exactly a 555, 555x to $1. Makes you think, right? Let's play some angel music interlude. He's starting to believe in the prophecy. Makes you think. Now, also, magical surprise. Ha ha ha. The top hat's coming off. We actually have a pDAI hat. It really makes you think. So I've been making some cute messages saying, you know how the party friends, the party cake says, it's my party and I die if I want to. Well, I say, it's my stablecoin and I die if I want to. Now, baby dolls, as we traverse this, you got to remember, okay, I always imagine on the other side, somebody who says, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't care. I want to see more evidence. I always imagine that person. And I know what would make them change their mind. And the answer is when I tell them to open wide, I'm going to unzip, put this big fat green candle in your mouth. That's what's going to make you believe, because you're going to start to see demand from other people come in. You're going to get a bit of FOMO in your heart, and you're going to think that maybe you misread the situation because perhaps the signs were obvious all along, and all it took was the price to go up, right? So that's the type of stuff I think about. And look, if we were having this conversation back in March, after Richard Hart did the 33 tweets of pDAI, stupid pDAI, you're so stupid, stop buying it, so stupid. When I sent it down here, that was Richard Hart taking it down here. I get it, man, I get it. Well, if we were down there and you could not see the right of this chart, yeah, it looks garbage. You're like, well, this is what the linear chart looked like. You're like, well, it literally went back to 0, it's all over. That's all you could see down here. See, that's literally it. Okay. That's at, like, it went down to 0.1 cents. Wild. So if you do it 10x, it goes to $1. Okay? So we're all down here. Well, we're not there anymore, though. All right? We actually went to 0 in between it. And then we've come back. Okay? So when we're at 0.1 cents, and everyone's saying all of this is Fugazi, it doesn't make sense. Man, we ran up a total of 689% from that point. 7.8x. That's what we ran up for. Okay, so that's from Richard Hart's tweeting, by the way. Obviously, you know, you had plenty of time to get it down here. You know what I mean? I'm not even doing gravestone emoji there. It's another 10x. If you do the actual tip of the gravestone, that's wild, right? It's another 28x there. So the onus is not on people who are long pDAI trying to justify it. The onus is on everybody against it, who is still turning a blind eye, thinking, hey, but by the way, okay, let's think about this. Do you really think that pDAI is a nothing burger when PulseChain core coins can't pump even with Richard Hart bull posting them? You really think pDAI is a nothing burger? pDAI got fudded by Richard Hart 33 times. And it went up. Fudded, okay? Look what happened to the Pulse core coins. Richard Hart's been bull posting them for a year and a half. They are down still 75% from a year and a half ago. Look at this. This is all we've been able to do, nothing. Same as HEX, same as everything else. Everything's down wrecked. And Richard Hart bull posts them. Aren't you a bit mildly curious what's going on beneath the surface? Right? There could be an accumulation of strong hands going on here. Or it could be nothing and it goes to 0 for the third time. So we'll see. So, I mean, it's obvious to Mr. SlugCoin, who is literally sliding on this very table right now, slugging it off. Now, once again, we've gone through this 50 kajillion times. But you know, what's another kajillion times amongst friends anyway? Right, so obviously when people say, hey man, what is the point of all of this? Even though I've made dozens of extremely high value content explaining this very concept. You know, the world needs a decentralized, native decentralized stablecoin, maybe not a stablecoin, maybe a ping pong coin that is can't be turned off, no blacklist function. Okay, we have all of these, freedom and liberty and all these other things we believe in. But when you think about the grand plan, let me get Richard's top hat, which he dropped for us, which gives us plus 15 agility, friends. Okay, remember? Richard dropped his top hat. So when you think about something, all right, think about the bear market next. Okay, think about it. You think about, what about the bear market? Well, I want you to think about a potential grand plan. Potential. So a grand plan that might involve accounting for what people do when they take profit. Okay, now you probably have never thought of that. Why? Because you, see, not you, friends. I'm not talking to you and me. 99% of us, we know what's up. Okay. I love the PulseChains. I love all your core coin maxis. It's all right. I'm just telling you, man, he's smarter than you. Yeah. And when you say no, he's smarter than me. No. I don't mean like 6 IQ points smarter than you. He's smarter than you in an interdimensional way. Okay. He can teleport out of his favorite place, which is top of the sandwich shop. He can literally do some sort of astral projection into your head, and then he can fast forward time and he can see exactly what you're doing. This is an extremely rare gift. Okay, now some people might say, when marketing, it's just marketing. Yeah, it could be that, but I'm trying to give you an idea of an appreciation of just how deep this goes. This isn't just like a couple of, this is not just like, oh, he gets a couple of marks higher on the math exam than you if you go back to school. No, I'm talking on, it's a different level you can't even comprehend, okay? You, my friends, most people, what do they want to do? They want to click sell and leave, all right? Richie's not clicking sell and leave though. He's staying. Probably because he wants to become a trillionaire. And by the way, he's already said, friends, Fiat's dead. The Fiat system's dog shit. Real estate's trash. Stocks are trash. They're all trash. They're all trash compared to crypto. Their growth rates are nowhere near us, right? And it's true. He's said that multiple times. Why would he go and that's why people who are losers, they think, so what they will do is they would sell their precious crypto and then they would go bridge out and go buy maybe some real estate and take a picture of them in front of the palm tree on a beach with some babes next to them and their new watch, and they will go try to tell the world how amazing and successful they are. That's what they will do out there. But that's why they're losers, and that's why he's worth, who knows, 10, 20, 30 billion dollars and on his way to becoming a trillionaire. Do you see the difference there? There's a difference, right? So think about this grand master plan. I want you to think about the possibility of this, because remember, most people, friends, and it is true, PulseChain, CoreCoin, Maxis, you know, what do you think they mean when they say, you know, I remember, friends, I want everyone to win. We're all on the same team, okay? What I'm telling you is, I'm telling you this out of love, because I'm telling you, he, with his top hat, he can hear when you talk, okay? You're not talking into nothingness. He can actually hear his plan for this, all right? I'm telling you now. I guarantee he's playing for this. It's not like he didn't come down and whisper anything to me. I guarantee a dude who used to live on top of a sandwich shop, which is very foresightful thinking, he did not go and spend all this time to go, oh, golly gee, I just never planned for the fact that people are going to sell on me in a bull market and leave. Oh, what do I do? Trust me, that's not a bit of his concern. He's got a plan, okay? Now, the answer is what the plan is. Well, here's the thing. There's only one hypothesis for the plan that's been presented by anybody, and it's only come from pDAI camp. I want to ask you, if you don't, like, if you're just a PulseChain, CoreCoin, Maxi, or HEX, what is your plan for Richard keeping you in the system when you dump on him and leave? What's your plan? You got no plan, but you haven't thought of that, have you? There is no plan, by the way. You know why, friends? Because everyone thinks they're the center of the universe. It's kind of funny. They would, a lot of people, they would criticize Richard Heart as being like narcissist and obsessed with himself. Actually, the more I go through it, he ain't actually narcissistic. He ain't. It's literally just that. He knows how to take himself out of his position and think like a pleb and then teleport back and think like himself, whereas most people can't do that. They just think he's like narcissistic because they can only see it from one perspective or one point of view. So I hope you have an appreciation now. What we'll do now, friends, we'll crank it with some Donkey Kong music. Keep it light and fun. So what's their plan? They're going to sell PulseChain and all the core coins I'll show you. I want to ask you, what's your plan? Is your plan that PulseChain goes up here and that you click sell, you walk away and call us all stupid for holding? That's why, friend, I'm telling you, he knows. He knows that's all your plan is the same. He knows. He knows. By the way, that's a log chart. This is what it's going to look like. He thinks you're going to be the only genius clicking sell here, walking away, calling the rest of us plebs. There's something else at play here. That's why I think it might come down to the land of the ping pong. And I have it right here. We're going to be pinging and ponging. Okay. Now you're probably wondering, what does pDAI have to do with it? Well, let me give you the answer. If this works out, total speculation could go to zero again. Okay. Let's read it carefully. If pDAI is $1, then the entire crypto industry, including PulseChains, will have a place to take profits and store value. So this is the picture I created as well, friends. So we're manifesting pDAI $1 up here. He's a lovely pink peg. So we are right here, either up or down. Okay, anti-up is down here, and then up is here. Up is also anti-Dune. Okay, Dune or anti-Dune? Well, if we go up here, I want you to imagine what this world looks like. So that's why I don't just think about can it happen or not. No. I want you to think about what is the benefit of it happening. That's what I've been thinking about. Right? Not like, oh, whether it can happen, I can forget about that because you never have all the key missing pieces. Okay, you don't have them all. Right? You saw in the pDAI debate, friends. RH Maxi, we wanted Bud to, the pDAI debate. He wanted Bud to say, hey, tell me how it works, tell me how it pegs. And Bud's like, I can't give that to you. And that's why after 5 minutes, I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm not there. There's nothing to debate, dude. It's literally a believer's cycle, dude. There's nothing. But it's literally like, that's why I tell you, man, if you're in PulseChain and you're in HEX First Cycle, you know this more than anybody else. Because you, my friends, went through this in 2020 when people said to you, how is your coin going to go up with so much market cap? And then you said, oh, I don't know, I just believe. And guess what ended up happening? He ended up cranking up. Why? Because it turns out Richard didn't dump with the OA, okay? He ended up winning, okay? So, but Richard didn't come down and tell you personally that he's going to sell the top of Ethereum and then rotate the profits in, and he's going to hold a PulseChain sacrifice to get everybody to hold their coins and not sell, and then he's going to smack it up. He did not come and tell you that. You just had to believe, right? But now it's so easy to look back in hindsight, but you had no idea what was going on at the time. And that's why I'm saying maybe there's something here where we like have no idea what's going on, what the grand plan is. And people in hindsight in the future will see this and they go, oh, of course it was obvious. We needed Stablecoin for PulseChain. Maybe. That's what I'm saying. They're maybes. So if they have something to take profit into, it would be Richard Heart's ultimate ace of spades. Why? And the answer is, that's why, friends, I'm always asking why. Why would you do this in the first place? There has to be a good reason why it would be done. In a bear market cycle, people are selling and bridging out of crypto and they're seeking refuge. Okay? Because no one's selling the top, right? They sell when the prices start going down. They're selling when it's minus 50%, minus 70%. Let me show you again. This is exactly what happened in HEX, right? So, friends, no one's going to be selling HEX PulseChain on the way up, okay? They start selling here and here and here and here and here. That's when they start doing it. By the way, if you go check out that ratio, this is 95% down. It'd be funny if the chart actually does look like that, by the way. This is what it'll look like. This is the HEX chart. There you go. There you go, friends. That is the HEX chart in a nutshell. There you go. By the way, no one's selling up there. They're all selling all the way down, 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 down. And they're selling and bridging out, okay? That's why I think it's important to think about this. What if Richard Heart gave them the option to store value in $1 ping pong coin that gave them yield? What if that was the master plan all along? My nipples remain pegged. And of course, it wouldn't be a special episode for you without this ritual of nipple pegging. Are you starting to get it now? So you go, oh, I get it. Because this is the thing, friends. Whether it was part of the plan, you knew it was going to happen, or it is what it is, okay? HEX is a better Bitcoin, I get it. We know, though, HEX could be a better Bitcoin all day. Statistically, though, when money printer units come in, Bitcoin is the bear market rallier of crypto. Nothing else is. It's the only thing that holds value in a bear market. Bitcoin. That's it. Okay, we hope it changes. It is what it is, okay? Maybe it'll be cool one day if it changes, but it's literally the only consistent thing, okay? So, here's the thing. You could come out and say, well, what about if Richard wants... By the way, just let you know. In the last cycle, the theory was that you're meant to take profits in crypto, store it in HEX and stake. Okay, now, obviously, as I'm saying that, I can already hear people saying there is no way people promoted that. Yeah, man, that was literally it. I'm not joking. It was literally, I'm not saying this as a joke or anything. That I know, because you're like looking at it like you're probably thinking absolutely no way this is true. Yeah, man, ask literally anybody in the community. The whole idea of HEX was that you were meant to buy and stake it, and it was going to, like, you know, be perpetually holding itself up. But instead, what happens is we drop 99%. Okay, we literally dropped 99%. So yeah, that was it. I know, like, it's hard for people to like imagine, but yeah, that was literally it, because they said, well, now it's a bear market coin, it's a bear market hedge. That was the whole idea and the concept behind it, right? Obviously, It's been 4 years, you know what I mean? Still down 99%. So that's why we're wondering, hey, I guess, what if the thing's not meant to fluctuate above a certain price or go below a certain price? What's meant to ping pong, you know? It is something to think about. That's why when I'm thinking about this, Richard Hart's ultimate ace of spades, that's it, man. Look, I want you to imagine, friends, if I was a grandmaster and I would write it out, okay, and you remember, you got to take what I say with a grain of salt because I'm long, and I'll tell you that. I want this thing to go up, and I want all my coins to go up, or it's just like you do, okay? But the faster pDAI gets to $1, all right, the faster it's $1, the better odds there are of PulseChain growing for many reasons. And one of the big primary reasons I can already tell you is if we have $1 ping pong coin that's giving yield from somewhere, when people take profits in other parts of crypto, they have somewhere to store it. You know? Richard could give him like juicy yield. I don't know how he's going to do it. Maybe the PulseX yield farms, whatever it is, okay? So it keeps people in the bear market. Instead of all these people selling and leaving. Yeah, you're literally storing value. So you have a $1 link thing, and then in the bear market, you can actually use that to buy the core coin assets, and you roll it for the next cycle. You see how basically the prophecy circle completes now, because without this, so think about that world. You go, okay, let's roll the scenario where we don't get this. Forget pDAI. What happens? Well, you know what happens, okay? What happens is this thing goes up somewhere, sells, everyone's walking away, and they walk away forever. There you go. That's what happens. Okay, you literally walk away forever. I mean, look at everybody now, friends. We are literally doing everything we can to keep the lights on with all of these. And that's what I'm trying to tell you as well, dude. Richard has been bull posting his core coins pretty much every week for a year and a half. Still going down in price. Still going down in price, you know? Are you, by the way, I don't even have to ask you this. I already know the answer. Are you going to sit through another 4 years of this in the next bear market? Don't even bother holding your breath. You know, not a single person is going to put their hand up and say, yes, I can't wait to go through another 4 years of this. No one. No one. You're all thinking of clicking sell and leaving, okay? But that's why the man who used to live on top of a sandwich shop, he knows this. He knows this, man. So is there going to be some sort of psyops trick? I don't know if there's going to be a psyops trick. Maybe pDAI is the trick. I don't know. Because then if you have something to take profit into, guess what? So if there's a world where pDAI is $1, if you're selling, well, I mean, what better place than to like hold it in the ping pong coin, dude, and you keep it at $1. Now, obviously, you might say, but Simon, what about if it depegs and stuff at the bear market? I know, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. That's why the earlier the die of PPs, the earlier, friends, pDAI can get to $1 and ping pong around there to gain everybody's trust, the better. The earlier, the better. Obviously, look, I'm not the master architect of this. Okay, obviously, whoever's behind this, PulseChain pioneers, they've worked something out. They've worked all of it out. Shout out to my friend, Mr. Pony Picture. Tell them to sell. This is such a funny picture, man. Looks like Elton John. Focus on core coins. Probably nothing. Stupid coin. Probably stupid. It's time to sell. Focus on core coins. Stupid. It's probably over. That's gold. That's well done. You're starting to see it right now. If you don't see it, like I said, friend, I mean this in the most humblest way. If you don't get it, I don't have any time to explain it for you. I don't. Like, I've shown you on this chart, something went to zero for the second time, and then it bounced from Gravestone Emoji Day. It went up pretty much 2,800%. From the founder fighting the crap out of this coin, of the chain, it went up 700%. That's 8x, okay? There you go, 8.6x. So that's already now. We're doing it in real time. Like, what's your reaction going to be if this thing gets back to 3 cents? Let's just put 3 cents. What's your reaction going to be? Right? Are you going to say, oh, well, total randomness? What if that happens? Well, you can be saying total randomness, and I'm going to say, okay, well, from Gravestone Emoji Day, now you are up literally 100x on your money. Total coincidence. that's why, man. It might just get to a point where, like, you know, everyone's going to buy pDAI at some price, but most people will end up buying it at $1. You know, not for price appreciation, but for conserving their purchasing power in the bear market. But, you know, what do you think? Excited? I know I am. Let's see how we crank it. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you in the next one.